Could I talk to a brother, please?
Certainly, so I can route your call properly. What is it briefly regarding?
It's about the video that I saw on TV. It's called Happy at Bethel.
Alrighty. Where are you calling from?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
And the language of your congregation?
English.
Thank you. One moment, please.
Yes, I was calling about a video I saw on the internet. I was hoping to talk to an elder about it.
Okay, and that video is?
Happy at Bethel. Seems to be some kind of dance video.
Well, yes, that was shown to the Bethel family as part of Bethel Family Night program. I'd like to ask that you don't send it on to anyone. It was not to be released.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Unauthorized.
So,
whoever sent it to you, tell them please stop sending it around.
okay. Could you send a message to whoever's in charge there for me? Don't ever use my donation money to make a worldly music video again. Don't ever do that again.
That was not used. That was not produced by the organization. It was produced by an individual.
With Jehovah's money at Jehovah's building, with people that are supposed to be working on Jehovah's time and money, right? Yeah.
Okay, let me explain something.
Explain.
Let me just explain something.
Got all day.
That video was not produced during work hours. It was not produced.
It appears to be daytime. It appears to be daytime in the video.
Okay. Not during working hours. On Sundays. We don't work on Sundays.
On Sundays, we go to the meetings and we go out in service, correct?
Yeah, so it was not, let me assure you, it was not produced with any of the resources of the Watchtower Bible Tract.
Brother, that's not true. I saw the video. There's people taking Jehovah's work instruments. Does that fire truck belong, the fire truck in the video, does that belong to Jehovah? Or does it belong to some third party?
It was not produced using any of the money that has been produced, submitted by anyone.
I saw food in the Bethel kitchen being dropped on the floor and people dancing on it like it was funny. Was that Jehovah's food? Who paid for that food?
I've told you that none of the donated money was used for this. Please understand that. None. Absolutely none.
Well, how can that be? So you brought in food that didn't belong to Jehovah and you brought it into the kitchen?
I'm not going to spend a lot of time debating it with you. I can just assure you.
No, you're just lying to me. You are lying to me, right? That was Jehovah's food that was thrown on the floor, right?
I'm not lying.
That was Jehovah's papers that were thrown in the air, correct? That was Jehovah's paperwork.
We're not discussing this. I am not lying to you, okay?
Okay, well, you can pass this message along to your superior there, and I speak for the entire service group here at Myrtle Beach, because we've been talking about this all week. Don't you ever use our donation money like that again, which you're telling me you didn't. So just so we're clear, don't ever think about ever doing anything like that again. And don't ever produce a worldly music video in Jehovah's house again. Don't do that in Jehovah's house. You do it in your house? You want to go to someone else's house and do that? You don't do it in Jehovah's house. Because our money paid for that house, right? You're not going to tell me it didn't. You know it did. He hung up on me.
Morning, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, can I speak to an elder, please?
One moment, please. Good morning, Patterson operator.
Hi, can I speak to an elder, please?
And so I may route your call correctly. What is it briefly regarding, please?
It's regarding something I saw on the internet that disturbed me.
And what state are you calling?
I'm in Eugene, Oregon.
The language of your congregation there?
English.
Thank you, one moment.
Hi, I'm calling about the Happy Bethel video.
Yeah, how can we help you, brother?
Well, I'm not a brother. I'm just a regular person. I was wondering, is this a real thing or what's going on?
May I ask where you're calling from?
Eugene, Oregon.
Okay. And are you associated with one of the congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses there?
Yes, there's a young man that brings magazines to me. The thing is, I recently made a sizable donation to this young man. I gave him $100 because I was under the impression that this money was going to be going towards the preaching work, and I feel duped a little bit. The way it was presented to me, he showed me the magazines that is printed on very thin paper and that even said we reduce the number of pages. You see, every penny of your donation will go to this maximized benefit of preaching about Jehovah.
He was correct.
A couple days ago, I see this video where apparently the money that people are donating is being used to make music videos. I don't understand this. I just really surprised.
No, that's not the case at all.
Oh, good. What happened?
You may have. Did you mention your name? But here's what we'll say, sir. I'm sure you've observed Jehovah's Witnesses long enough to know that.
Well, I just have the young man that brings magazines to my door. He seems very nice. I believed in him, and I believed in the work because we're always talking about the end of the system of things, which is something as a Christian I believe in very firmly. And I was led to believe that Jehovah's Witnesses were doing this work, and it was their sole interest was preaching this message about Jehovah. And then I see this produced music video on the internet of people dancing to music I wouldn't let my kids listen to. And apparently these are the people at headquarters. Is this?
Yes, we want to assure you that whatever is contributed, anything that's donated, is going towards preaching work. Now, what you saw, sir, was very private.
No, sir, it's not private. It's all over the internet.
No, but it shouldn't have been.
My coworkers have seen it, and they don't even know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses.
If I can just mention it, do you have a family, wife, children, by any means?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm sure, sir, you can relate to this. Periodically, as a family, you may go on a picnic, or you may have a little fun day. Some cultures call it that. Yeah. You do things with your children, but it's I
don't do it on God's dime, and I don't do it on God's time.
Now, here is
don't do it with God's money.
That was strictly for the family. You may have heard of Bethel families.
No.
I don't know if you read much on the jw.org, but around the world, sir, we have about 100 branch offices of Jehovah's Witnesses, and those branch offices coordinate the preaching work in those respective countries.
Yes, I support that.
You understand that. So at the various branch offices, there's a small family. Here in the United States, it's a much larger family. There are probably about 3,000-4,000. Periodically, and I'll share this with you, periodically, as a family, we have a little entertainment. It's
of course.
With your wife.
Yeah.
So this was for the family, and it was only somehow it got put out on the internet. It should not have happened, and we don't make music videos. That was done just for this family.
Oh, but you did make the music video. Oh, sir, I'm not really been out of shape about the people relaxing, and I understand that people have recreation. I'm not trying to offend you, sir, but did you see this video? It had inappropriate music in it. My family, I do fun things with them, but if we went on a picnic, we'd play Christian music. We wouldn't be playing. We wouldn't be playing a hip hop singer.
Everything is reviewed, and
well, I have, sir. I have the song lyrics right here. I have the song lyrics here in front of my family. I do.
And that was done.
Yeah.
One time. Again, we don't make music videos.
You made this one. You tell me you don't, but you did. You told me you don't, you did, but you did, and you said it was a secret and no one was supposed to find out about it.
Well, it's not a secret. It's private. Just as you do things as a family privately, you don't video record everything you do as a family and put it on the internet. So this does not have happened because it's a private. It was just for the family.
If the family is the people dancing in the...
I'm sure you can understand the situation.
I'm trying to, but are you familiar with the lyrics of this song? Because the young man I talked to, he's always talking about making that presentation and making good appearances for the world. The lyrics of this song, the man is saying that he doesn't care what people think about him, and he doesn't care if people think he's crazy, and he does what he wants.
I don't think you heard those lyrics.
I've got them in front of me. Would you like to go over them? There's a picture, by the way, above the lyrics of this song, there's a picture of this man. He's a black man, and he's smoking drugs. He's smoking a joint.
Look at Jehovah's Witnesses as a whole. They're not perfect. This shouldn't have gone on the internet. But
is this man who sings this song one of Jehovah's Witnesses?
Look at their conduct. And I think you'll get a full picture. Look at the big picture, not just one incident that was an accident, really, that it got out.
So it was an accident.
To entertain the family.
It was. You're saying it was an accident, sir?
It should not have been on the internet. That's
why don't you want people to see it?
Just as you and your family do things.
So it's like a sex tape, is what you're saying. It's like a sex tape. Like if me and my wife made something we didn't want anyone to ever see. It's kind of the same thing.
As you can see, it has nothing to do with that. It's very clean entertainment, but still it was private, just for the family. You see?
I thought Jehovah's Witnesses were all one big family.
We are, yeah. But we do have individual groups at these Bethel homes. We don't publicize everything we do as a little family. And that's basic, you see.
I understand that. Yeah, I think I'm getting what you're saying. Here's where I'm coming from. The young man who took my $100 led me to believe that all of that money was going to be going towards the preaching work. He didn't say anything else about recreational stuff or making music videos with non-Christian music. I know you think the song is great. I think I'm just a little more religious or conservative than you, that I don't think that kind of music is appropriate. I wouldn't let my kids listen to it. A song about not caring what anyone thinks. I thought that we are close to the end of the system of things, which I thought that was something I agreed with the Jehovah's Witnesses on. But instead of that, I see people dancing to music that's going to be destroyed. This kind of music isn't going to go into God's kingdom, is it? Is this music going to get...
Well, you know...
Is this song going to survive into God's kingdom?
Your concern, your interest, but again, we encourage you to look at the big picture. But please don't make your judgment on one incident.
Bottom line, I feel like I was deceived. because he put it in an envelope. He put the money in an envelope that said worldwide work, and it did not go to the worldwide work. It went to a music video of music that is not going to go into God's kingdom. Correct? This kind of music will be destroyed at the end of the system of things. Correct?
Well, there's many things that are not going to be in the new world that we use right now.
But you don't mix. But you don't mix the two. At the beginning of this video, you showed a big picture of a sign that said Watchtower. Correct? I got the video in front of me. Big picture of it says Watchtower, and then there's other things that say jw.org and Jehovah and everything else all through the video, and you mixed it with this non-Christian man's song. I'm perplexed as why you think this song is okay.
You've been infected this way, and we do hope that you'll look at the bigger picture, look at Jehovah's people as a whole.
A nice gesture would be to refund the money.
None of us are perfect, but look at the overall impact of their preaching work, look at their overall conduct.
This video has hundreds of thousands of views. Right. That's your impact. That's the impact you're having. Intentional or non-intentional. My coworkers have seen this, and they don't even know anything about Jehovah's Witnesses. And they're laughing at me because...
If they take the time to examine, to do a little research, look at the jw.org, they'll get to know them as a people and see that they are very genuine. They love Jehovah. They're not perfect, but they're doing everything that they can to live according to Bible principles.
According to Bible principles, if somebody has a grievance against you, you must make it right before you return to your worship. Is that correct?
Yes, Jesus made that very clear in Matthew.
A nice gesture would be to refund my money.
Well,
it's just $100.
You can feel free to do that, but we want to assure you that
I don't have the money anymore. You have my money. My coworkers are laughing at me because I told them I gave $100 to Jehovah's Witnesses. They shook their head and laughed at me. Said I've been conned. I didn't believe it until last week when I saw the video. I feel I have been duped. You're just like everyone else, isn't it?
I hope, sir, that you will make your final decision on everything that is available to learn about Jehovah's Witnesses and not just one video.
Sir, would it be better to have a millstone around your neck than to stumble me? Sir, would it be better to have a millstone around your neck than to stumble me? Because this video seems to be worth it more to you than...
Big picture, sir. All right?
Could I have my money back that I thought was going towards the preaching work exclusively?
Sure. If you want to write a letter, sir, we'll be happy to respond. Okay? And
you're not going to give me my money back. You're going to keep... Okay, I can accept that I'm not going to get my money back. Can you promise me that a music video like this will never be made again? Can you promise me that you've learned something from this mistake?
Oh, I'm sure everyone has. As I mentioned, it was intended. It's just family entertainment. Sadly, it got onto the internet. It shouldn't have.
Which member of your family put this on the internet? I'm not this. Which one of your family put this on the internet?
Well, I don't know.
Do you discipline members of your family?
It's a big family, so we don't know what happened. But anyway, we thank you for.
So you're like the Christian churches that you don't have that accountability. Do you believe in accountability?
All right. So sir, have a nice day. I'm going to take
you're not going to,
if I may.
You're not going to answer my questions.
Thank you.
I can accept you're not going to give me my money back, but you're not going to answer my questions?
No, feel free to send a letter. If you want it back, you send a letter and express your concerns and your
You have me on the phone right now. What am I going to write in a letter? You're just going to ignore my letter. You have me on the phone. You knocked on my door. You came to my door. I didn't go to your door. You came to mine. And now I want to talk to you and you're hanging up on me? This man came to my door every week. This man came to my door every week for a year and a half until I thought he was my friend. I thought he was my fellow Christian. He took my money under a false pretense. I did not give my money for you to have recreation. That was not part of the deal. Do you think it's all right to take people's money at doors and lead them to believe it's going exclusively towards a preaching work and then you take it back to New York and you dance to hip-hop music. Can you understand how I feel?
Well, we're so sorry that it has affected you this way, but we can assure you that anything that is received, and actually the work of Jehovah's Witnesses is primarily supported by contributions they make. It's all going to the preaching.
Well, then why did you need my? Well, then why did you ask for my money? Every time that man gave me a magazine, he put a magazine in my hand, and then after he put a magazine in my hand, mentioned that this is part of a life-saving work, and we're in the last moments of this system of things. And it would be really helpful if we could get some money for you. Did that not happen? You go door to door. You do this to everyone, right? Every door you knock on, you give someone a magazine, and then you say, it'd be nice if you give us some money back, right?
You will find some very encouraging experiences of individuals, hundreds, thousands of individuals who've been helped through our preaching work. Right there in jw.org or some of the magazines you have there, individuals whose lives were...
I appreciate that. What would be nice to see on jw.org is an apology. Can I get an apology for what's happened?
Married couples and families who were so divided, but as a result of studying the Bible,
Sir, you and I are getting divided right now, and you don't care. You're upsetting me, and you don't care. Will you apologize? How hard is it to say we are sorry? Can you do that for me?
Well, I said that earlier, sir, that we're so sorry that you've been affected by that, and it was a mistake. It shouldn't have been on the internet. I've told you that several times.
Well, that's a starting place. Can you tell me that this isn't going to happen again? Can you tell me?
You can relate to that.
I've never done a video like this. I've never made a hip hop video with my kids. I'd spank my kids if I saw.
As we mentioned, we are so sorry that this has happened and that you have been affected that way. Have we learned from it? Of course.
Good.
We certainly want to ensure that never happens again.
And I'm going to continue taking the magazines. I'd like to see an apology in the magazines for this video specifically. Yeah. That would be nice.
We thank you for calling. And we do hope that you will continue to deepen your relationship with Jehovah. And that is our objective, to help every individual who's willing.
I can't understand, since we're so close to Armageddon, why would you be doing this? You should know better. You're the people that should know better. Aren't we all running the race for life? Is this a marathon? Are we in the marathon for life? Did we not get admonished by the Apostle Paul to continue running the race for life? Exert yourself vigorously to get through that narrow door. I see people kicking their shoes off, dancing around. That's not exerting yourself vigorously to get through the narrow door. This is the cramped road to life. Why are you on the broad and spacious path with everyone else dancing to popular music instead of Christian music?
Yeah, and we're all learning and we're all making an improvement. Ultimately, Jehovah's judge of all of us.
Part of the learning process is acknowledging when you did something wrong. Will you please say for the record that you've done something wrong?
Well, as we mentioned before, we have all learned from it, so we're sure that's what we...
Are you learning to hide it better? Are you learning to hide it better next time? Or are you learning we shouldn't do something that could stumble people? It isn't worth it. We shouldn't stumble the people we're supposed to be preaching to and asking money from. We shouldn't do anything that would stumble them, right? You agree with me. You shouldn't do anything that would stumble someone like me that you ask money from.
I have another, I'm going to just make another call. If you don't mind, I'll put you on hold a minute, please. Sir, he's not available at the moment. Would you like to leave a message for him?
Actually,
Contact him?
well, I'm calling about the Happy at Bethel video. I got Joshua's name from Google Plus here. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Is there someone there I can talk to about it?
Regarding the happy video?
Happy video. You were probably dancing in it. You know what I'm talking about, right? Happy at Bethel. The dance video.
You need to talk to somebody regarding it being on the internet?
Yeah.
Or it being removed?
Oh, I'd like to see it removed. Hi, my donation money paid for that video. I'd like it to be removed. I just need to know who to talk to. I'd like to start with the man who produced it and put it on there. I'll talk to his elder. I'll talk to his supervisor. We need to get this video off the internet. My Bible study has been stumbled.
And where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Oklahoma.
Service department, how can I help you?
Hi there. I'm calling about the Happy Dancers at Bethel video.
You and a couple hundred people.
Oh, so a lot of. Well, I just want to know what's going on.
Yeah, that was
My kids have seen this video. My kids have seen this video before I did. Is this a joke thing or what happened?
The private video is made for the purpose of the Bethel family only on a family night performance, and it was not supposed to be distributed, and the brother who distributed it it was supposed to be something for the encouragement of the Bethel family only.
How is rap music encouraging to the Bethel family? Is this what you do there? You play rap music? Because this was people, this wasn't one person, brother. This was dozens of people dancing to rap music. Did you see the same video I did?
I mean, ask your name.
My name is John Whitman from Little Rock.
And okay, have you called the branch before?
Yes, I've called a couple times. This is unrelated. This is about my kids. Do you have kids?
My brother, I'm going to hang up.
Why are you hanging up?
Your tone is
On what? Is it? Were you about to say unchristian? Because we're talking about people dancing to hip hop in video. Tone aside, I'll change my tone. What tone would you like? We're talking about dance music in Bethel, right?
Do you know what the song was about?
It's about people dancing to worldly music.
Do you dance to worldly music, brother?
No, I don't. Do you?
I think everybody does.
I certainly don't.
Are you married?
Of course I'm married.
Do you dance with your wife?
No, I don't dance with my wife.
Ever? At your wedding?
You're interrogating me? Oh yeah, we danced at our wedding to kingdom music. What did you dance to at your wedding?
Your whole wedding party and everybody danced to kingdom music at your wedding. That's very commendable.
Are you calling me a liar?
No, I said it's very commendable, but that's all you dance to.
Well, I'm wondering why people in Bethel aren't doing such commendable things. Why are you dancing to hip-hop music? Are you seriously going to tell me this is okay? And if so, I'd like to see some scriptural evidence, or I'd like to see something in print.
Yeah, you know what? I'll let you calm down and write a letter to the branch office, and that's all we're going to tell you.
You're not going to tell me about the Happy Vicar?
I told you the reason.
I donate money, brother. Is this how my money's being spent? My money's being spent on rap music being played in Bethel?
You must not know what rap music is.
Oh, tell me about rap music.
That is not rap music. The music happy has nothing to do with the actual person who sings it. Perhaps does other things. But that
I've seen some pictures of this man who sings it. This is most definitely a rapper.
Yeah,
he's wearing gold chains. I saw a picture of this man smoking drugs.
Have you talked to your elders about this?
I did speak to my elder. He's outraged.
then write it in a letter, and the governing body will look at it. That's all I can tell you. I told you what we did here transpired.
So why did you put this? Why did you put this on YouTube? Why is it on YouTube? You say it's some secret thing for the Bethel family to enjoy. I'm wanting to know why you use Jehovah's money to produce excuse me, I won't call it a rap video. We'll call it a worldly music video. Can we agree on that? Why did you mix the worship of Jehovah with worldly music? And your excuse is that it's not rap music?
How long have you been in the truth, my brother?
My life. How long have you been in the truth? I'm older than you, by the way. I can already tell.
Yeah, you're very hostile, and I'm going to let you go, and you're going to write a letter instead, because the purpose of family night at Bethel, for the entertainment of the Bethel family only, not you, not anybody else, but the Bethel family only. This is if you ever hear the song Happy.
Then what is it doing? What is it doing on the YouTube, and why does it have 80,000 views? If it's for the Bethel family, and we weren't supposed to see it.
If you would have listened to me earlier, you would have listened and not be so hostile.
I'm sorry, I'll calm down.
This video was meant for public release. The person who put it out there has been talked to and has been asked for others not to circulate it because it was a mistake.
Brother, the damage is done. It's viral. It's viral. My Bible study's seen it.
You know what? I'm sorry if you're upset. I apologize on behalf of the branch. But there's brother, that'll work. Is that an official apology from the Watchtower? I'm sorry you're responding to it this way. That's what I'm holding.
Responding? I thought it was a responsibility of Jehovah's people not to stumble others. Are you saying it's better to have a millstone tied around your neck and be tossed into the ocean than to talk to me for 5 minutes?
Are you stumbled?
Yes, I'm stumbled.
Are you stumbled?
I'm stumbled.
You need to get back up.
Help me back up. Help me back up.
Stumble you.
Tell me, is this something that's going to happen again, or have you learned something from this?
You know what? There are many things out there that we can't control what people do.
You can control... No, brother, this wasn't an accident. This wasn't something that happened in 5 minutes. You spent days filming and choreographing this video. This was a dance routine people did. Then
you know what? I'm not going to argue over the phone.
You asked me if me and my wife danced at our wedding. I'll tell you what we didn't do. We didn't moonwalk. We didn't drop it like it's hot. We didn't jiggle and shake in front of a camera to worldly music. My Bible study just instituted rules in his home that his children are not allowed to listen to that man's music. They go online and they see Bethelites dancing to it.
Let me ask you this. What's the purpose of your call? What do you want to get from this call?
I would like a clarification. Now, this video has gone viral. Apparently, you didn't know that. I know more than you do. This video has gone viral. The cat is out of the bag. Tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of people that we should have been preaching to and witnessing to are seeing this instead. They're seeing people that should be behaving themselves in a dignified manner, jiggling and shaking. I saw a man playing air guitar with an axe. I saw another man fooling around with a chainsaw. I saw another man in the kitchen dropping food on the floor. I saw another man acting so silly he knocked over something on a table. This is not conduct befitting Jehovah's servants. You know it isn't. Are you going to tell me that it is now?
Okay, are you done?
For the moment, I'd like to hear what you have to say.
I already told you. It was made for the personal benefit of the Bethel family, and it was something that was done. And whether you believe it's right or not, it was approved to be seen.
Who approved it? I believe you. Who approved it?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Why won't you tell me that? If nothing bad has happened, why won't you tell me? Just give me the name of the brother that approved it.
I don't know who you are. You're not elder in the congregation.
How do you know?
Ministerial servant.
How do you know I'm not an elder? How old are you, son?
I'm old enough to answer this phone on behalf of the governing body. And we don't take calls like this. If you want to write a letter, write a letter.
I wrote a letter in November on an unrelated subject, and you didn't return my letter. You didn't write back. Did you put it in a shredder? I'm still waiting.
I don't know.
You know what? You have me here on the phone. We're talking about writing letters like this is the 1800s. You have me on the phone. I want to know, just was it an elder? Did an elder or a group of elders or even an overseer in Bethel approve this video? And if so, what were they thinking? And if you tell, if family night is the answer, I didn't know there was a night when we turn off our Christian behavior. I didn't know that there was a night when we do that. Is this what happens at family night? You cut loose and say, hey, we're good the rest of the time. Now we'll revel in worldly music.
You were really questioning the Bethel complex. Wow. Okay.
I am. This was hundreds of people dancing in this video. Did you pray before you made this video? Was there a prayer? Was this prayer to be considered? And if so, how did Jehovah's Holy Spirit not indicate to you that this video would be leaked and go viral? Is someone leaking info out of Bethel? Things that aren't supposed to be seen?
I told you that someone did post it without permission. They were talked to, and they were talked. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you.
That's fine. Can you?
We'll consider your complaints.
That's fine. Now to tell my Bible study, can I tell him that the Watchtower Society is apologizing for that video? Because it'll make my job a lot easier.
I'm not authorized to give an apology on behalf of the branch office. If you want something of that nature, you'll need to write the branch office and the governing body. If you feel that it's not necessary.
Could you just personally tell me that it was wrong and you're sorry, and if it was you, you wouldn't have done it? Because that'll go a long way.
I'm not. You know what? I personally didn't make the video. Mm-hmm. It was a video that was presented, so I cannot answer.
But the man who made it was corrected. You just told me that he was talked to and he was corrected. So something wrong has happened. Things didn't go to plan.
Something wrong. The person who posted it should not have posted it. Being viral, that's a different thing, because that was something for the personal benefit of the Bethel family. And your questions?
I thought we do all things for God's glory. Why are you doing something for the benefit of people and nobody thought about what benefits Jehovah? Did it not occur to one person that this scenario would happen? And if this isn't something that's wrong, you're acting like it's not something that's wrong. But if it wasn't wrong, why are you saying it shouldn't have gone viral? It shouldn't have been public. What's the big secret? What do you do in secret? Because Jehovah reveals these kind of things.
I'm not authorized to answer your question. You'll have to.
Can you give me the name of the person who is? I'll speak to him.
No, I will not. I will not give you the name of the person, and
you'll dance and moonwalk to worldly music, but you won't give me the name of the person that I can ask to about if this is correct conduct? Now, how does that make sense? You think dancing to worldly music is good and fine, but you won't answer me or give me any sort of accountability of who will answer for this. Money that was earmarked as donations for the preaching work. Can you tell me that this money was spent on the preaching work? Whose money paid for this? Are you there? He hung up on me. Fudge.
Morning. How can we be of help today?
Hi, I was hoping to speak to an elder.
How can we be of help?
I was wondering about the nearness of Armageddon.
Okay.
I've been told that it's a ways off.
If you've been told, you certainly haven't read that in our publications or read that online. I'm not sure who would mention that to you. Who would say that?
Brother Harris told me that. I'm trying not to take offense. I don't know exactly. I'm not trying to fault find. I feel like Armageddon is very near. And Brother Harris has indicated to me that because of the new website, jw.org, that Jehovah is intending to use this website and that he did not install it not to be used. and that we can estimate Armageddon to be 5 to 20 years away?
You know,
Is that kind of in the ballpark of what they were thinking?
no, I'm not surprised. Excuse me, I'm not sure what Brother Webster said or in what context.
Is Brother Harris?
Yeah. You know, obviously I wasn't there to hear what he had to say. And
I'm not upset about it. I didn't know. Is there kind of been a change? He indicated to me that we can kind of estimate by some of the current events that we are not as close as we used to think to the end. I was under the impression that we're at the threshold of Armageddon.
Yeah. If you, I'm not sure what the brother said, but if you look carefully at what's in print or anything that has been presented, the nearness of the end is a constantly set forth as a reminder to friends. Now, if in that you do have concerns in this matter, we invite you to write to our offices. Have you written to our offices?
I did. They didn't write back. It's not a big deal. I know you get thousands of letters. We're here in Oklahoma. It may have gotten lost in the mail. It had to do with this new Happy Dancers at Bethel video. I don't know if you've seen it. People love it. It's upsetting to me. Do you know the video I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the video you're talking about, yes,
People are... Well, I had this conversation with Brother Harris. He's an elder here. We were discussing the video. I was initially stumbled by it. I'm not trying to be stumbled by it anymore. It bothered me that people were dancing and singing to worldly music at Bethel, of all places. But Brother Harris told me that it is okay. It's not a big deal. And so it calmed me down a little bit. He said that people are just happy and they're dancing. And I disagreed. I said, I don't think this is the appropriate time to be happy, let alone dance into that kind of music in Jehovah's house. And he said there has been kind of a shift towards the jw.org thing, where what's important is, publicizing the website for Jehovah and just kind of advertising that for worldly people. And so this dancing thing, it kind of lures people in. And I said, that doesn't sound right. Because to me, the happy dancing conveyed an idea that everything is all right. And that we're just like the rest of the world, that we're happy for no reason. And I said, this is a time to convey a sense of fear and urgency to the world. Do you agree?
Okay, now, you've made a number of statements. Here.
I'm sorry, I'm not a good speaker.
Well, you've made a number of statements, and then you asked me, do I agree or whatever. Let's just back up here for just a moment, okay? Now, let's go back to the nearness of the end. We're going to stay with what's in print regarding the nearness of the end.
Thank you.
Okay. So now, in regard to, should Jehovah's people in the time of the end? Now let's take the video out of the equation. Okay. Should Jehovah's people in the time of the end be happy? We serve a happy God. Now, is there reasons for urgency? Is there reasons for concern? Is there a lot of work to do? Are we allowed to be happy in that work? Are we allowed to see Jehovah's blessing? Are we allowed to be a joyful and happy people? Of course we are. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with enjoying Jehovah's service.
Brother Harris said something similar. I told him that our happiness comes from field service. I wish they had made a video about field service, maybe backdrop by kingdom music. I couldn't understand being happy and things. Okay.
there are many videos that are all about our work, our organization, field service. The video that you're seeing online was not released by the society.
Whoa. It what?
It's not. That is not a society. You saw that. You did not see that video on jw.org, JW Broadcasting, or on JW Library. You saw that video.
Oh,
probably you saw that. I'm sorry.
That was not. Oh no.
You saw that video on YouTube, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It was not. It was not produced. It was not produced by the brothers.
What's that?
I didn't know it was not produced by the brothers.
The people in the video are Jehovah's Witnesses.
Well, clearly, because we went on the Bethel tour and I recognized the faces. I met some of the people in the video. I didn't know that they had... I don't understand what's going on.
Okay, that video was not released by the society. That video was not released on JW Broadcasting. That video it was certainly made by Jehovah's Witnesses, but it was released. It's out there on YouTube. It's not on JW Broadcasting.
Oh, well, why would they make a video and then put it on YouTube? I don't understand.
The videos are made by any number of individuals for any number of reasons, but what you really want to watch, what you really want to pay attention to.
But this was made by hundreds of people at Bethel. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, brother, but we may not be talking about the same one, because I'm talking about the one that had hundreds of people. There was a man dancing on the roof of Bethel. There was people that I recognized from offices in Bethel that were doing the drop it like it's hot move. There was a man that moonwalked. Did you... We may have seen different videos. Maybe I saw an outtakes video.
Yes, but what I'm trying to mention to you, here's the thing. While that video was made by people who are Jehovah's Witnesses, do not view that as a video that the society released
I understand.
On JW Broadcasting to promote our message.
I understand. It didn't officially come from the website itself. It was extracurricular.
It was done for other reasons, but it is not part of our JW broadcast. So apparently it is out there, but it's out there on YouTube. It's not out there on JW broadcast. I
understand. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get distracted by that. There was something larger that Brother Harris and I were having a disagreement about. He officiated my sister's wedding. And this was an outdoor wedding. It was not held in the Kingdom Hall. But Brother Harris was going to be the brother that gave the talk. And we all just assumed he would do that. But then he told Regina that he would not be giving the talk if there was this Leanne Rhymes song that was going to be played as she walked back down the aisle. Not before the wedding, but after they were married, they were going to walk down to Leanne Rhymes song. And Brother Harris at the time, this was 4 years ago, mind you, at the time he said, I will not give the talk. I'm not telling you not to have that song in the wedding. There's nothing wrong with this song. It's not a rap song like was in the video. This was just a very clean and beautiful song, Regina's favorite. He would not give the talk because he said, we do not mix Jehovah's things with the world's things. There is a line there you do not cross. My talk is about cord of 3 strands being stronger than a cord of only 2. Meaning Jehovah is an integral part of the marriage. And then you're going to turn around and play a worldly person's music song on the way back down the aisle. Well, of course, he said, I'm not trying to offend you, but this needs to, why not have a kingdom melody? And she agreed to that. Well, it's 4 years later now. My Bible study, Hector, had been stumbled by this video that his adult daughter had played for him. I went over to Brother Harris's home, which I customarily do on Saturday evenings, and we watched the video together. And he said, I don't see a problem here. It's people having fun. And I said, I know people have fun. I don't think that this is appropriate in the final moments before Armageddon for people to see Jehovah's people, instead of witnessing to them, instead of preaching to them, acting silly with donated money. I'm assuming this was filmed with Jehovah's camera, edited on Jehovah's computers. This appears to be a produced piece. There was a choreographed dancing. There was dozens of people dancing all over workstations at Bethel. That was something that had been set apart as holy for Jehovah. I can't imagine playing hip-hop music there. But Brother Harris said, well, times are changing, and Jehovah's people change with the times. And I said, there is no more time on the clock. We're at the end of the clock before Armageddon. And this is what forget the other stuff. This is what bothered me. Brother Harris said that he read to me the scripture, who builds a house without first calculating the expense? This scripture I'm sure you're familiar with. He said, there is time on the clock. Because why else would Jehovah make a website that he's never going to use? If the infrastructure of this system of things is about to be destroyed, he wouldn't have spent the past 2 years creating this new website. And from that, we have an indication from the brothers that this system can be expected to go on for at least years, if not decades. I think Brother Harris is way off on this. I didn't know if you wanted to add anything.
Okay, but let's go back to what's in print. What is in print regarding the upcoming end? What is in print?
That Jehovah's Day is coming as a thief in the night, and we should prove ourselves ready. I read to Brother Harris from the Bible about the wise and foolish virgins. And the fear to me is that some of us will be found on the outside of that door knocking during the wedding feast. And outside is where the weeping and gnashing of our teeth will be. People are dancing in the final moments before Armageddon, and Brother Harris said, well, it may not be the final moments. And what may be more important at this time is to advertise the kingdom, and what is most popular with worldly people is that worldly music. And when they see us dancing and looking happy, it will be inviting to them. Is that kind of what's going on?
I wasn't there. I didn't hear the discussion.
You're right.
I really don't know what Brother Harris said. And so here's my advice to you. If you are, if you're unsettled in regard to this matter, you are welcome to write to our offices, share your concerns, and we'll do what we can to be helpful.
Brother, yes. About the things that are written, and I thank you for sticking to that, because I think that was kind of my problem with Brother Harris and with Brother Gaines. I talked to Brother Gaines about this too. I read to him an Awake article about the Titanic that has been used in talks. This has been used in current talks, so I know that this is still good information. Given the example of the Titanic and when it sunk, people that had jumped off the ship and felt that they had a measure of safety by being off the ship that was going down, I don't have to tell you which is Satan's world, they were sucked back down into the ocean and drowned because they had not gotten far enough away from that sinking ship. Why would we be going towards the sinking ship and its worldly music playing when we're supposed to be getting out of her and getting as far away from this system of things? This is things I've heard from the platform. We do not even flirt with Satan's world. In that video, it reminded me of the scripture of people eating and drinking and taking no note of the end of the system of things. Is that the message we want to convey? people seeing us eating and drinking and celebrating at the very end of the system of things, it's not the appropriate time. And even if the video did come out secretly and no one was meant to see it, doesn't that make it worse? That we were doing these things in secret? That you're preaching one thing and then doing another behind the scenes? Why would you be using Jehovah's donation money to film a video about rap music and people moonwalking, doing the Running Man? It's just as I was telling Brother Harris. As it is written, in the last days people will be saying, just as it is when our forefathers fell asleep in death. And saying this system will continue as it always have, and there is time. Because that's what he said to me. Brother Harris said, well, you know, my father thought the end would come in his lifetime. My grandfather thought the end would come in his lifetime. And they both passed away. And look at me, I have gray hair now. So for all we know, Armageddon could be 20 to 30 years away. And I said, well, what kind of thinking is that? And he said, well, we know that this is right, because as you see on the video, people are dancing, and so we know it's okay. We know it's right. And I said, well, I told my Bible study Hector the opposite, because he wanted to know how we can trust the people at Bethel. And he said, and I told him, we know that they are the true religion because they're doing what's right. And now it's the other way around. Brother Harris is telling me we know it's right because the true religion is doing it. Which is it going to be?
You know, again, you seem to have very strong feelings about this.
Brother, this is something I prayed over. Do you think any of the people in this video prayed before they did that? Do you think any of them said, wait, if this offends one person, is it worth it? Brother Harris encouraged me to pray, which I did. And I even looked up a scripture on prayer. I went to jw.org, typed in prayer, and I read an article about how you can know when Jehovah is unhappy because you feel a chill. Do you know the article I'm speaking of, brother? That Jehovah can indicate when something is wrong when you feel a chill in your relationship. I did pray to Jehovah, and I had an awful feeling about this whole thing. Why would Jehovah let this video get out and go viral? You're talking about videos produced by the society that get 1,000 or 2,000 views. This video has 800,000 views on YouTube, more than all the other videos combined. Why is that, brother? This is viral. There's 20 copies of it. There's more every day. This is spreading faster than Jehovah's message. This is Jehovah's message, essentially, isn't it?
No, it is not Jehovah's message. If you want Jehovah's message, you go to JW Broadcasting, jw.org, JW Library. That's where the same. Now, where have we gone in the conversation? Go to what is written.
Exactly.
Go to JW. Go to what is written. Go to JW Broadcasting. Now, you bring up any number of concerns. You bring them up with.
Can I ask you what? I know you have to go, brother. Can I ask you one last thing? Because I'm not clear on this. I guess I'm not with the times, brother. You have to excuse me. I'm seeing people at the Kingdom Hall sharing pictures on their iPhones of jw.org stickers on skateboards. And people wearing jw.org t-shirts, and the girl had her navel showing. And I said, this isn't right. And they said, this is what there's people with jw.org earrings. A sister out in service put on a jw.org hat. Is this a real thing, or what's going on?
Obviously,
Because I mean, grown up, if you sound probably the same age as me. I am 42 years old. Maybe we're just from a different era and things are changing, but the Bible says that Jehovah does not change. I'm confused as to why, if these things were inappropriate just a few short years ago, why are people? This is not a made up thing. I saw it with my own eyes. They showed me a picture of a woman wearing a t-shirt, and she's operating the jworg table in a mall. And she's dressed like the worldly people. And then I turn on the computer and I'm seeing rap videos with Jehovah's Witnesses. It doesn't really matter if it came through the society or not. If Jehovah's entire Bethel complex and dozens or hundreds of people are dancing to this, how can you say it's not real? How can you say it's not happening when people are seeing it with their own eyes? I thought we do all things for God's glory. Was this done for God's glory or not? And if not, are people going to go home? How do you feel about this, brother? I know you didn't participate in this video, brother. How do you feel? Is this an indicator that things are more distant in the future, or are things going wrong?
Now, let's just, may I speak uninterrupted?
Yes, I'm sorry. It's a bad habit I have, brother. I'm sorry. I'm from the world. I didn't grow up in the truth. I came into the truth when I was 25. You have to excuse me. I do have bad habits, and I make exceptions for other people, too. This is beyond the pale.
Okay, so you've been around the truth now 17 years.
Yes.
Okay. You've been around the truth 17 years.
Yes.
And now, you have your own responsibility to have a relationship with Jehovah. Set an example in the congregation. To set an example in dress and conduct and grooming and all areas. Your ministry, and how you interact in the congregation and whatever. So we each have that load of Christian responsibility. Now, who is head of the congregation?
Christ Jesus.
Is it Brother Harris or is it Christ?
It's Christ.
Okay. Now, does Jehovah continue to use imperfect people?
Of course.
Why does Jehovah use imperfect people?
Because there are no perfect people on earth.
And it's an amazing thing that Jehovah can take imperfect people and prove the devil a liar.
Yeah.
It's amazing. People like me, you. But now here's the thing. Christ is the head of the congregation. And, you have seen some things which are of great concern to you, and you're concerned about Jehovah's name. Are these problems bigger than Jehovah God or Jesus Christ?
Oh, no. And I didn't want you to get that impression, brother. I'm sorry. I'm an emotional brother. I was more concerned about Hector, my Bible study. I've been studying with a Latino man, and he is older than me. Here's what happened. We went on a tour bus out of Little Rock. It was late last year, November, and we did the tour of Bethel. Before we left, though, the thing about Hector is he used to wear jeans. It was all he had. It was all he would wear. Well, as you know, there's a pamphlet that had been circulated before our trip indicating to us what is appropriate and how you must look. I studied this with Hector before he went, not trying to hurt his feelings, because it's been very important for me, and I've tried for a long time. I've been studying him for 9 months, that I didn't want to hurt his feelings, but I said, I have some good Dockers and a good shirt you can wear, and with brown shoes, for our trip to Bethel. And I showed him the pamphlet, and I think he understood. I read to him the scripture about 1 Timothy 2:2 about how we need to conduct ourselves with devotion and seriousness. And that would include our dress and grooming as an indicator that we have a godly devotion complete with seriousness. And he got the message. I was going to lend him clothes, but we went shopping, and I bought with my own money. With my own money, I bought new clothes for my Bible study. And we went on the tour. Everything was fine. Everyone was perfectly beautiful to us. On Hector's face, I could see change happening. We went through there. He had never seen he'd never been nowhere. That was his first time he had been somewhere. And we went on the tour, and it was as if I could see the new personality taking over, taking hold of him during that time. Well, on our way home, we stopped in Indianapolis at the Cracker Barrel. Everyone's sitting there. We had a big tour group of 25 people. Sitting there, everyone's ordering their food. Hector orders a glass of water. I said, Hector, you're not going to eat dinner? And he had a big smile on his face. And that's when I realized he had $60 left last time I checked. When we were at the book room at the end of the tour, that little donation slot that's right there, he put the last $60 he had in there. And he didn't tell anyone, and he wasn't going to tell me. Well, of course, I bought him a meal at Cracker Barrel because I knew that he had put the last of his donation money on there. I think you can understand how I don't think upset is the right word. I almost panicked when he called me on the phone. And he said, I thought you said that Michael Jackson was a disfellowshipped person who rebelled against Jehovah. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, I'm watching a Jehovah's Witness man moonwalking at Jehovah's house of worship. And I said, it's a trick. It's a trick. And he said, no, because everyone's watching it. Why would people at Bethel be acting goofy when we are told to be footstep followers of Christ? Do you think Christ would moonwalk? These people are supposed to be the exemplars. Hector looked up to them. How is it that this man who is a Bible study has more reverence for Jehovah's house than the people working there? I'm sorry. I don't know who's who anymore.
Yes, you do. You know who's who. You know what's right. And you know who God is using, and you know who God's organization is. And now, for your own, whenever we study.
I'm trying to do what's right, brother. I didn't mean to ruffle any feathers. I'm sorry. I don't understand why this video was done during daytime hours at people's workstations. That means they had to stop producing literature to do this. They had to stop the presses, to stop and dance, a rehearsed routine of choreographed dancing around. This took hours, if not days, to do. And I'm just wondering, for these people that are in the video, what if one...
Hold on a second. Now let's just back up here just a minute. Let's go back to when we have a Bible study. My wife and I have been through this too. Whenever we have a Bible study, we become very sensitive about what they see, what they hear, how they react, being so careful. When you bring a Bible study to the meeting, you listen like you've never listened before.
It's true.
And so the experience that you are relating, of how, your heartfelt concern for Hector, his love of the truth, his appreciation, is being taken aback by that. That is a good thing for me to hear. Right?
It's not.
No, hold on.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thank you. Now that is a good thing for me to hear. Is how it's being received how that video, however it got out there, is being received. Now, let's put things back in perspective again. You did not see it on jw.org.
No.
Okay. And the other thing is, again, we're going right back to the basics here.
Right.
This is God's organization. Christ is head of the organization.
Yes.
And, okay, so what you'll find over the years, is Jehovah takes care of problems, large and small.
You're
Taking
right.
care of, and he will not, if this is the problem, Jehovah will take care of it.
Oh, I know he will. I know it's a problem. Can you imagine Jehovah tapping his toes to this music? No.
Now,
They opted for a worldly rap singer. I can't even imagine it. For these people to be dancing, they must have brought a boombox in there, set it up, and had rap music playing while they danced to it. By the way, I want you to know, it's not really just about my Bible study. I'm concerned for these brothers and sisters I see in this video. That apparently someone has told them that this is okay, and not one of them had the good gumption to know that it's not okay. Well, who has misled them in this way? Who has misled them to think that this is okay? What? Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, brother, but what if one of those people died the next day, and they spent their last day on earth, not in Jehovah's courtyards, where a day there is better than 1,000 elsewhere. They spent their last day bebopping to hip-hop music in Jehovah's house. Instead of being out in service, all that time could have been spent in service, knocking on doors. The closer we get to the end of the system of things, in my opinion, you've been a witness longer than I have, and I recognize that. You're in a higher position, so I may be wrong. The closer we get to the end of this system of things, the more urgency we should feel. Dancing around like fools. This is the time to be knocking on doors. I'm not making this up. Heard it at the assembly. We are encouraged to do evening service. Even after the Sunday meeting, when other churches go out to eat, we could spend that time doing our return visits, knocking on doors. How did they find the time to be doing this silliness? And I know that you don't have to answer for this because you didn't do it, and I don't blame you, brother. I don't blame you. But what would be nice is if there was some clarification about how close to the end of this system of things we are or are not. If it has been pushed off, and this is something I heard someone from the Kingdom Hall say, was that we used to think it was going to be in this 100-year time frame of 1914 to 2014. But it seems like after 2014, it seemed like there was this trembling atmosphere at the Kingdom Hall in 2014 where people thought that this is the 100-year anniversary of Jesus' reign. And once that deadline passed, it seemed like everyone just unbuckled their pants and is just kicking back now. And I just need some clarification. Am I wrong? It seems like everyone else is going in a different direction now, and I'm sticking to the old-fashioned ways, and nobody wants to do it anymore. Everyone has this carefree jw.org app. They're saying, well, I'll put a jw.org bumper sticker on my car. Then I don't have to go door to door. I've heard people say things like this. They say, I can go on YouTube, type comments, and I'll count it as field service. That's not field service.
Brother?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, well, you do have a number of valid concerns. I'm not saying that you don't have, some things on your mind that you probably need to, make a matter of prayer and let Jehovah help you and become more settled in how you feel about some things.
Just talking with you is helping.
If someone mentions that they don't think the end is close, and yet in print you see that it clearly is, I can see how that could be of concern to you.
Is the website going to be used to its full potential?
Excuse me, hold on. Excuse me. Brother Noor once said, he said, if classes tonight.
That's what I like to hear.
And we have started a website. Whether we get to use it another week, another month, 2 more months, we don't know. It's doing a wonderful work. People are drawing close to Jehovah. They're drawing close to the organization. It's proving very motivating. It's a wonderful way to maybe reach a few more or many more. We just don't know. We don't know. This is Jehovah's work. And so when you look at what is in print, when you look at what's coming off of AW broadcast, apparently you were in a conversation that left you upset. But you were, again, of course, I didn't hear the whole conversation. I did not hear the whole conversation or how or what was said. The thing, though, is,
and you shouldn't have to dissect other people's conversations. I apologize I put you in that position, and you shouldn't have to answer to other people. I would just like to know about, it's not the one video, brother. Brother Harris showed me videos I had never seen about the international convention celebration they had before the international things happened last year. And I saw videos of people doing the Texas two-step on the Kingdom Hall stage. And Brother Harris said, well, this is how we know it's all right, because the brothers are doing it. And I said, but where is it in print that it's okay to dance on the Kingdom Hall stage? And then he played me another video where people were flash mobbing. Do you know what this is, flash mobbing? They were standing, it's groups of people, mobs, standing up and singing kingdom songs in people's faces. And he said, this is just a new thing that's happening. And I said, how is this taking place decently and by arrangement? Because that is something that is written in print. I've never seen anything in print about it being okay to dance on a Kingdom Hall stage or to flash mob. People organizing flash mobs, and apparently it's okay with the elders because they didn't try to stop it. People standing up during a meeting and singing in people's face while they could have given someone a heart attack. That's not in print. And Brother Harris keeps playing videos from me about people acting silly and dancing and singing. And he said, this is things that are allowed, if nothing else, by the organization to be happening. And so that's how we know it's okay. And he referred to me, a talk given at the assembly, by saying, we know how to dress because it's how we see others in the organization dressing. We see people that are approved and in good standing wearing appropriate attire. And if we have any questions about that, we can look to them, look to how they're dressing, how they're behaving, as how to act and how to look and how to dress. And now he's showing me mobs. Where on earth did they get this idea that mobs of people jumping out of their seats and singing people is okay? Because it's not in print. Or is it in print and I've missed it? This has never been okay in the history of Jehovah's Witnesses. This has never been okay. And I have not seen any literature making it okay. And so you can see I'm having this conflict in my mind of that my heart and my mind are telling me something and my eyes are seeing something else. It doesn't matter that nothing is in print. I'm seeing with my own eyes people breakdancing and boogieing in Jehovah's house. And the only answer I got is that A, Jehovah's okay with it because he's not stopping it and nobody's getting in trouble and everyone's dancing and everyone's having fun. Nobody's grabbing them and setting them down and telling them it's okay. Or that 2, this is a secret thing that no one was supposed to know about. And how did it get out? How did it happen? And I said, well, what do you think? Jehovah says that he is the revealer of secrets. He told the people of Israel many years ago that the things that they were doing quietly in secret, he was going to reveal to the world. And it looks like he lived up to what he said he was going to do. He said, you do things behind a curtain, I'll tear that curtain back and reveal it to the world. Do you think this is kind of what's happening?
You know, We have spoken for quite a while now, and let's get back to basics.
You're right.
Jehovah's organization. Christ is head of the congregation. When there are problems, true problems,
Well, how can that be? So you brought in food that didn't belong to Jehovah, and you brought it into the kitchen?
I'm not going to spend a lot of time debating it with you. I can just assure you.
No, you're just lying to me. You are lying to me, right? That was Jehovah's food that was thrown on the floor, right?
I'm not lying.
That was Jehovah's papers that were thrown in the air, correct? That was Jehovah's paperwork.
We're not discussing this. I am not lying to you, okay?
Okay, well, you can pass this message along to your superior there, and I speak for the entire service group here at Myrtle Beach, because we've been talking about this all week. Don't you ever use our donation money like that again, which you're telling me you didn't. So just so we're clear, don't ever think about ever doing anything like that again. And don't ever produce a worldly music video in Jehovah's house again. Don't do that in Jehovah's house. You do it in your house? You want to go to someone else's house and do that? You don't do it in Jehovah's house. Because our money paid for that house, right? You're not going to tell me it didn't. You know it did. He hung up on me.
Good morning, Jehovah's Witnesses.
Hi, could I speak to an elder, please?
One moment, please. Good morning, Patterson Operator.
Hi, could I speak to an elder, please?
And so I may route your call correctly. What is it briefly regarding, please?
It's regarding something I saw on the internet that disturbed me.
And what state are you calling?
I'm in Eugene, Oregon.
The language of your congregation there?
English.
Thank you. One moment.
Hi, I'm calling about the Happy Bethel video.
Yeah, how can we help you, brother?
Well, I'm not a brother. I'm just a regular person. I was wondering, is this a real thing or what's going on?
May I ask where you're calling from?
Eugene, Oregon.
Okay. And are you associated with one of the congregations of Jehovah's Witnesses there?
Yes, there's a young man that brings magazines to me. The thing is, I recently made a sizable donation to this young man. I gave him $100 because I was under the impression that this money was going to be going towards the preaching work, and I feel duped a little bit. The way it was presented to me, he showed me the magazines that is printed on very thin paper and that even said we reduce the number of pages. You see, every penny of your donation will go to this maximized benefit of preaching about Jehovah.
He was correct.
Hey, could I talk to a brother, please?
Certainly, so I can...
To make a worldly music video again. Don't ever do that again.
That was not produced by the organization. It was produced by an individual.
With Jehovah's money at Jehovah's building, with people that are supposed to be working on Jehovah's time and money, right? Yeah.
Okay, let me explain something.
Explain.
Well, let me just explain something.
Got all day.
That video was not produced during work hours. It was not produced.
It appears to be daytime. It appears to be daytime in the video.
Okay. Not during working hours. On Sundays. We don't work on Sundays.
On Sundays, we go to the meetings and we go out in service, correct?
Yeah, so it was not, let me assure you, it was not produced with any of the resources of the Watchtower Bible Tract.
Brother, that's not true. I saw the video. There's people taking Jehovah's work instruments. Does that fire truck belong, the fire truck in the video, does that belong to Jehovah? Or does it belong to some third party?
It was not produced using any of the money that has been produced, submitted by anyone.
I saw food in the Bethel kitchen being dropped on the floor and people dancing on it like it was funny. Was that Jehovah's food? Who paid for that food?
I've told you that none of the donated money was used.
Route your call properly, was it briefly regarding?
It's about the video that I saw on TV. It's called Happy at Bethel.
Alrighty. Where are you calling from?
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
And the language of your congregation?
English.
Thank you. One moment, please.
Yes, I was calling about a video I saw on the internet. I was hoping to talk to an elder about it.
Okay, and that video is?
Happy at Bethel. Seems to be some kind of dance video.
Well, yes, that was shown to the Bethel family as part of Bethel Family Night program. I'd like to ask that you don't send it on to anyone. It was not to be released.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Unauthorized.
So,
whoever sent it to you, tell them please stop sending it around.
Okay. Could you send a message to whoever's in charge there for me? Don't ever use my donation money